The next and another often overlooked part of DJing is stage presence, which is actually closely related to crowd reading. Crowd reading really relies fundamentally on relaxing into your own intuitive human ability to understand what's going on around you. And stage presence is kind of the flip side of that. Stage presence is relaxing into your own sense of faith in your ability to do a good job, relaxing into your comfort with who you are and your expression as a performer, as an artist, and being willing to be seen to take risks, being willing to run the risk of making a mistake in front of people, understanding that that is okay, and thus being a socially aware, socially present person. So at a basic level, pretty much everything that's true of crowd reading is equally true of stage presence. If you are connected to the audience is connected to you. If you're disconnected from the audience, they're disconnected from you. It's fundamental. So at a basic level, you have to be open, you have to be engaged, and you have to be almost making yourself vulnerable as a performer to be visible to the people around you, for them to be able to trust and to feel connected to you. As a DJ, you're not really, you are and you aren't the highlight of a show. For the majority of gigs, as a DJ, you are the thing that people look at when they're not looking at anything else. You're kind of the default center of attention for the party. At a classical concert, everyone sits down, shuts the fuck up, and looks very intently at the orchestra for hours at a time. Coughing, shuffling papers, all these things are considered disruptive distraction. At a kind of a classic dance party or a rave, people are having conversations, they are coming in and out of the dance floor, they are trying to hook up with each other, they're catching up with old friends, they are bouncing between different stages, different areas musically. They are much less individually committed to you, and you are less able to demand or command their attention. On the other hand, you have a really loud sound system, and if you feel like it, no one is actually able to ignore you. So you are in control of a very dominating part of the experience, and you can use that to dominate the experience, and you should use that to dominate the experience, but you can't demand that everyone else makes way. So you have eyes on you. You don't have the same degree of scrutiny and the same degree to which eyes are on you as, say, a classical musician traditionally would. It is actually feasible for you to go to the bathroom in the middle of your set and not be on stage for 3 minutes, and that's not the end of the world. It's not encouraged, but it's definitely not a big deal. So you have to provide something for people to look at. You have to provide something for people to connect to, as much as you have to provide music. If you are hidden away, if you're shy, if you're buried behind your laptop, behind your stage, you're not making eye contact, you're not dancing, if you're not having fun, no one else will find it easier to have fun either. You, as a DJ, essentially have to be the embodiment of the experience the people at the party want to be having. You should be having the most fun of anyone in the room. That's not quite true. You should be having as much fun as the 10 people in the room who are having the most fun. There's usually that guy on the dance floor, and you never want to compete with that guy on the dance floor. You cannot have as much fun as him, and you're not going to try. But you must be a visible manifestation and embodiment of the experience people want to be having. So this has a whole bunch of ramifications. Firstly, obviously, take care of yourself. Take care of the people around you. Have a good time. Do dance, do relax into your music, do actually enjoy yourself. If you're not able to do any of these things, you're probably in the wrong career. But second to that, you can make slightly cynical but realistically very effective decisions about presenting yourself as an artist. It's actually quite okay, and to be honest, really encouraged to wear outrageous clothing, to have brightly colored hair, to have lots of piercings, to have any kind of obvious and outrageous visual indicator, any kind of really overt expression of your personality or any overt expression of how you want your personality to be portrayed. Those are all fine. In fact, they're really encouraged. There is no rule that says that you have to turn up in mundane clothes, that you have to turn up looking serious or unassuming. If you're up on stage and you're performing, you are inherently anything other than unassuming. No one wants you to be unassuming, and you're better off embracing the ego of it, almost embracing the fact that people's attention will be on you and owning that role. Really taking that role to heart and doing everything you can to present in a way that is fun for people. Most people will never meet you. Most people don't know who you are. You're not actually a person to them. You're just a figurehead. And so being larger than life, dancing wildly, doing silly things, wearing ridiculous clothing, these are all perfectly legitimate paths to help people have a good time. The way I like to think of it is you are giving the people around you permission to have fun. Most people need permission to have fun. They can't do it by themselves. And if you are larger than life, if you are having a great time, if you are being sillier than everyone else around you, the people at the event feel comfortable, feel like they have permission to be just as wild, or they have permission to be as wild and outrageous as they like. Provided they're not being more wild and outrageous than you standing up on stage, they're fine. So the image you project and the degree of kind of freedom and fun you can present makes a huge difference to the comfort of the people around you and how willing they are to relax into their experience and have the experience they're looking for. So cynically, or not cynically, but pragmatically, even if you don't day to day, having costuming and things like that for parties, wearing silly makeup, wearing hats, whatever you happen to choose, these are all things that can actually contribute in a big way to the overall experience of the event, and I heartily encourage them.